I know it was ridiculous. I jumped in my car in Jacksonville, Florida, and I drove straight through, minimal stops, to get back home. So I could sit here right now, turn on this camera, and talk to all of you about my Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a long day, but I'm glad I'm here to share it with you. Now, okay, let's get something straight. I told everyone last year that the curse with Cleveland was lifted. LeBron had respect for his community, respect for the people. He was their favorite son. He came home and he put them in the championship, first season back. And he looked over in the stands at Jim Brown, the running back for the Cleveland Browns, and he bowed with respect and dignity to that man. I knew then the curse was lifted. The greatest basketball player of his generation, Lebron James, bowing with respect to the former last champion of Cleveland, Ohio, Jim Brown. And it doesn't stop there. This man did it for the people. Oh, he did it for himself. He's all about himself. I'm in Florida, and my Cleveland Cavaliers finally win a championship. And I have all these naysayers around me. Oh, LeBron, he's all about himself. He's all about himself. The man gives away 1,000, 1,500 bicycles every year to the children and rides around the block with them in Akron. And when he lived in Miami, he did it too. He did it in Miami as well. The man has raised $2 billion for charity at the age of 32. And he's all about himself. The man could play for millions, millions and millions more somewhere else in a bigger market. Cleveland is not one of the biggest markets, not one of the biggest sports franchises. He could play for the Lakers, the Knicks in New York. Much bigger TV markets, much bigger merchandising markets. But he chose to come back home because he's from Akron and he loves Akron and he donates money to Akron. 1,100 students going to college at Akron State University, the University of Akron, through a scholarship he set up. This is just the start. The man's young. He's a young man. He's in the prime of his physical prowess. And this is what he's doing now. And you say it's all about him. Well, if you ask me, it's all about the community. The community that raised him and saw something special in him. These were his own words. They saw something in me and they let me flourish. They said, leave this one alone. And they let me flourish. The community raised him. A boy from a single parent household with skill and talent, bringing home an elusive championship to a community that was starved for something for 52 years. And these people never forgot. When he left and went to Miami, everybody was angry, but they forgave him and he forgave us. And that's what family does. Family forgives the prodigal son. Family forgives the father who was angry when the prodigal son left. And we reunited. We got back together with a goal, with a purpose. to bring that championship home, to bring home some pride, dignity to a people on the north coast of the United States. Working class people, middle class people, poor people, single parents, single mothers, single fathers raising their kids. And here's one that made it. There's one that made it. He did it. You know what makes me sad? Is all the anger I heard. And it was from people who don't know him. I sat with people and they would say the most foulest things. I couldn't even talk about Cleveland while I was in Florida. But when I did, it was the people who knew him. People from Cleveland, people from Akron, people from Miami. People from Miami love LeBron James. Because when he moved there, he adopted that town. He did for those children, not the rich people, not the astute and the well-to-do. He did for the children in Miami what he did for the children in Akron. He wasn't lining pockets, he was helping souls. He was helping the children of Miami. Giving bicycles away, riding through the neighborhoods with those kids. The most powerful sports personality on the planet right now, riding a bicycle with a child, saying you can do this too. I'm ashamed of some things I've heard because people can't say anything nice. Something finally good happens for a community and all I hear are terrible things said. And, you know, look at yourselves. I have an allergy in my eyes. I'm not crying. I got an allergy. It's killing me. My eyes hurt so bad. Can you tell? Are they red? This country has become so polarized, so diametrically opposed, so lawful and chaotic evil. Lawful evil, chaotic evil. They don't even know what side they're on. The press comes out with an issue. It doesn't matter what the issue is. It could be abortion, gun control, mental illness, health care, immigration, anything. And this country immediately is told there's two sides to this question. Get on a side. Get on the bandwagon. Get on the bandwagon, start cranking that horn. Start cranking over that siren. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the crap that's being fed the people in this country by politicians, the media, and naysayers. Oh, the immigration issue. Oh, gun control. Oh, and none of them want to fix it. None of them want to fix these problems. And it's the same thing with this silly little sports franchise. This silly little NBA game. It's a microcosm look, at a national issue. Here's a people desperate for a championship. Here is a champion willing to come back home for these people. And he does it. He almost single-handedly beat them last year. They went and won 2 out of 6 last year. It took Golden State 6 games to beat them last year. This year in 7, Golden State lost. A weak injured, deficient Cleveland Cavaliers team that had just started rebuilding last year. Barely rebuilt. LeBron James came back last year. It was his first year back. That team was actually built around Kyrie Irving. He comes back. Kevin Love goes down. Kyrie Irving goes down. His back is hurt. He put one player in the hospital. He played him so hard. One of the Cavs went to the hospital for dehydration after a game. These people gave everything they had last year, lost 6 games, a weakened, injured team. A healthy Cleveland Cavaliers organization defeats them in 7 games this year. Where's your legacy? Forget what the sports media writers are telling you. Forget what the people in charge want you to listen to. See, they put these blinders on you. And they want you to sit there and, oh, Golden State, record season. Oh, Curry, 2-year MVP. Oh, LeBron ain't got it. LeBron's past it. The Cavaliers are past it. They won. What are you right now? The most exciting thing happening in the United States right now, and dare I say in Great Britain, in my friend's country, the United Kingdom, Great Britain, is people are fed up. They're fed up with the crap. You know why they voted for Brexit? Because they're sick of hearing everybody's crap. They don't want to hear it anymore. If being in the European Union so bad, fine, let's leave. You big shot politicians want to sit there and do this all day long. Don't leave, don't leave, leave, don't leave, don't leave, 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 leave. That's what they do. They get in your ears. They tell you, oh, you should leave the European Union. It's so bad. No, we don't want to leave. We don't want to leave. No, don't leave. And they do that. And they just chirp and 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 chirp. Like those little birds outside. You hear those birds? Those are the politicians. That's the media. And I'm not anti-media. I'm anti-stupidity. I'm anti-establishment. They write the story they want you to follow. They didn't know that Brexit was going to pass. The Brexit passes. They didn't want it to pass. They wanted it to fail just by a little bit. So the next morning, all of the people who make money off of getting you excited about leaving the European Union can sit down behind a podium and pound away and go, see what happens? We told you to leave and they voted to stay, and now look what you've got to deal with. We were right. And beat their chests and get more money, get more talking engagements, get more invites to news shows so they can make more money, so they can print more signs, so they can send more letters in the mail, so they can do more speaking engagements. They can make more money. They can get fat on your dollars. It's a waste of money. Who gives a shit if England's in the European Union? I could care less. I'm in the United States. I don't care what they do. But the people do. And they said, let's leave then, smart asses. And now they're over there going, oh, wait a minute, I don't know. We shouldn't have voted for that. You get what you deserve, politicians. You get what you deserve, media. And it's happening right here in the United States. It is. How do you think Donald Trump got to be the Republican nominee? He got up there and started saying all kinds of stupid stuff. People are fed up with it. Hey, I think you're fed up with it, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say what you're fed up with. And he listened. All the people fed up with the crap. And he just said it. He spoke out loud. And now the Republican Party's like, what do we do? This is supposed to happen. Well, you get what you deserve. You did this to yourselves. All these politicians pounding and pounding away about immigration and, abortion and gun control and money and taxes and finally somebody said, I'm just going to say I'm going to fix all that stuff. See, politicians always talk about the bad stuff. They don't tell you they're going to fix it. Because if they fix it, now the Republican Party was in control of both houses and the presidency. They didn't get rid of anything. They didn't fix anything that they get elected on. Because if they did, how would they get elected the next time, the next cycle? And the Democrats are no better. They wait until the Republicans get in control. And they sit back and go, oh, we can't do anything. They won't let us. They won't let us do anything. We can't fix anything. It's all their fault. See? And they do this. See? And they're full of shit. You have to understand. They're full of crap. They write the story. You're supposed to read the story and follow the plot line. Much like this video I started, you follow the story to the end. And all this politics that I'm talking about, all this stuff happened last week. And people are up in arms about Donald Trump. Oh my God, I can't believe Donald Trump. How in the hell could people vote for him? Because he's saying what people really want to hear, because they've been getting this stuff drilled into their heads for years. Your Fox News, your CNN, your MSNBC, 24 hours a day pounding these storylines into these people. The people are going, oh, this guy says he'll build a wall and he'll get rid of this and he'll do that and da-da-da. They voted for him. Donald Trump is just the disease from the symptoms that were given to the people. The people were given a list of symptoms, and none of the politicians saw that a guy could come out of nowhere and just say certain things and people would all vote for him. And now they don't know what to do. They have no answer for him. Everybody's pissed about Donald Trump. I think it's hilarious. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm not a Trump detractor. I could care less. Let's see, I get to vote for which millionaire am I voting for this time? Hillary or Trump? Does it matter? It's a D or an R. I'm going to vote for a D this time. Now I'm going to vote for a R this time. What was I supposed to do? What did they want me to do? What did they tell me to do? Let me see, I'm supposed to vote for the R this time. My niece was with me in Florida, and she said it perfectly. She said, this is the first chance I have to vote for the presidency. I'm 18, and I don't want to vote for either one of them. I said, I'm 48. I've been voting for a long time. I don't want to vote for either one of them either. Usually on my ballot, there's a few other candidates. I'll just pick one. I don't care. I still exercise my right to vote, but I'm not voting for who cares if I vote for him or not? What does it matter? This is the most important election of all time. Every one of them is the most important election of all time. Obama's going to take our guns. He's going to put us in FEMA camps. He's going to round us up. He's going to take our guns. Bury your guns in the yard. He's leaving office next year. What are you going to do then? Who are you going to bitch about now? I almost want Trump to win so I don't have to hear about how Obama and Hillary are going to take everything away from us. They're taking it away. They're not taking anything away. It's getting worse around here. Because you people bitch so much, you get what you want, and then you say that they didn't give it to you. Oh, Obama's coming. He's getting our guns. He's coming. I see him. He's over there. And it's the same thing with Cleveland. The people of Cleveland are good people. They're hosting the Republican National Convention. Everybody's like, oh, there's going to be these riots. There's going to be all these problems. No, there's not. The people of Cleveland are good people. And furthermore, there was no riots in Cleveland when they won that championship. There was no bad behavior, a little bit of bad behavior. Out of 1.3 people, 1.3 million people at a parade, there was a few incidences of, maybe assaults or damage or stuff. You're not going to smear my town and my people over a handful of people. Call it like it is. They're hooligans and they got dealt with. The city of Cleveland, by the way, has mounted police. They do. And I'd like to see anybody deal with a cop on top of a horse with a 24-inch billy club. They can move a crowd right along, and those Republicans aren't that tough. So if they come to Cleveland looking for trouble, the only trouble you're going to see is from the people of the Republican Party who aren't getting their way because the people voted for Donald Trump and not one of their cronies. And they're the instigators, not the people of Cleveland. So anybody out there talking bad about the city of Cleveland is a filthy liar. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Those people are good people and they didn't riot. They didn't do destruction to property. They behaved. They were good people. And they are good people. And when the Republican convention comes to Cleveland, they should just shut their mouth and sit in their seats like they're supposed to. The people have spoken. They elected Donald Trump. If they don't like it, then quit, then leave, and just shut up. Move on, but leave Cleveland and leave the American people out of it. Furthermore, leave the American people out of it. The people have spoken. Everybody, oh, it's fixed, it's fixed. It's not fixed. People voted for the guy. You're screwed. Now live with it. You want it out of the European Union? You bitched and moaned till you got it on a ballot? The people voted out. Deal with it, you bunch of wimps. You get what you deserve. And the greatest thing happened when the curse was broken from Cleveland, when Lebron James and Kyrie Irving destroyed Golden State. A healthy, charismatic, determined Cleveland Cavaliers squad went out there. Even Kevin Love was hot that night. Tristan Thompson was hot. J.R. Smith was hot. They were kicking some ass. Warriors didn't know what was going on. Trying to do fancy passes and hero ball, throwing the ball from half court, trying to make shots like a bunch of dumbasses. All they had to do was drive to the hoop, but they couldn't, could they? Because they play small ball. And the Cavaliers are all gargantuans. So they got what they deserved. They lost. And when the Cavs won, only people from Cleveland would know this. Only people from Cleveland would see this. And I beg all of you to go back and look. When the Cavaliers won, and that bald-ass NBA commissioner had to hand that MVP trophy to LeBron James, and he had to hand that cup over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's not a cup, is it? It's a trophy. I got mixed up because of hockey. The Penguins won again, too. Penguins won the Stanley Cup, which was really cool. They handed that stuff over, and all those newscasters and the commissioner are all standing there like, well, congratulations. They didn't have anything to say. They didn't have any great words of wisdom to tell all of the people about the dynasty, that Golden State, how they've changed the game, how it's a different game now. Golden State's changed the game. It's different. We're in a new era of basketball. Gee whiz, I think we're still in the era of LeBron James. And Michael Jordan, for that matter. And Larry Bird. Tough defense. Athleticism. That's what won this game. Guts. Determination won this. The things America was built on is what won this game. Steph Curry could chew, bite, and throw his binky all he wants. He lost. And the reason they lost is because Cleveland was the better team. Cleveland didn't lay down, and they didn't take it. And that's what this town, that's what these people have needed for 52 years. This is what Jim Brown did. Jim Brown just didn't take it. He went out there on the field for the Cleveland Browns. He was a dominant running back. His record, single season running record, stood for a generation. Until O.J. Simpson broke it. And he didn't lay down. He didn't stand there and let him walk on him. Before the game, you could look at Lebron James' face. He wasn't laying down. He wasn't laying down and quitting. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He's supposed to lay down and quit. He's supposed to let Golden State win. Why, my God, he's 6'8", 6'9", and he weighs like 250 pounds. He's supposed to let that little 6'2" guy, Steph Curry, run up and make layups. He's only 6'2", 150 pounds soaking wet. He's supposed to let him run right down the court there and score. Why is LeBron James not letting him do that? Who does he think he is? We have a story here. We have a script. People say, oh, it's the Illuminati. It's a fix. There's a fix in to let Cleveland win. There's not a fix. The fix is when you let Golden State win. Cleveland showed up to play. Golden State showed up to collect the trophy. Oh, it's our turn. We're a dynasty. Look out. Everybody get out of our way. Golden State just walked in the room. Where's my binky? They were playing men. Men don't quit. You have to break a man. That's something Stephen Curry doesn't understand. That's what Iguodala and the rest of them don't understand. There is a player on their team that understands that. You got to break them. You don't win at that level. You don't just keep making baskets and go home. You have to break a man. They got to that championship ring because they deserved to be there. They won their games. They deserve it. And you have to respect a man. And you have to break his spirit. You have to crush them to take that championship out of their hands. And the only people I saw one player, Draymond Green. Draymond Green on the sidelines every game saying, I don't know what your problem is. You're letting this game go. Get your asses out there. You're letting Cleveland win. Well, let them win this one. Who cares? We got another 4 games left. Draymond Green's like, get out there. We have to break them. He was the only one on the Warriors team willing to go the distance. He ended up getting suspended for a game. And if it wasn't for his 30-something points in the last game, I think he had 30 points in the game 7, they really would have looked like crap. If he would have had an average game, if Draymond Green would have had an average game, the Cavs would have won by 20 points. They would have just stomped them in the ground because they would have gave up. They would have totally gave up because they were giving up. People could say that Golden State wasn't giving up. But they don't see what we see. They don't see. They were outclassed. They were dominated. The Cavs weren't just going out there to win. They were going out there to prove a point and crush them. And they did. And I sat back and I had my hands over my mouth in Florida, far from my home. Because I didn't want to, scream and act like a nut, and get arrested. And I watched my team win, and you could see it. And like I said, nobody but people from Cleveland would notice this. Most people turned off the TV anyway. The Cleveland team won. So they didn't even see it. But the newscasters were like, whoa, congratulations, Cleveland. Has anybody got anything? Does anybody know anything about Kyrie Irving? I guess Cleveland won. We should be happy for them. Boy, they did something nobody else ever did before. Okay, we're going to this guy over here. Yeah, I'm down here on the... Yeah, can we go over to that guy? Because I don't know what to say. And the commissioner's handing the MVP trophy for the series to LeBron James, going, congratulations, he just told everybody a complete farcical lie that this is a dynasty by Golden State because you just destroyed them in 7 games. That's validation. That's called validation. I sat through a 45-minute lecture by the commissioner before the series was over, a pregame show, about how Steph Curry has changed the game. Yeah, he better go back to his drawing board. He better start talking about LeBron James. And he better remember there was this guy named Michael Jordan. He did a lot of those things too. They may not remember him because he's not important to their bottom line anymore. And before him, there was these 2 guys named Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. They had that was a dynasty in the 80s. The Celtics and the Lakers. They may want to go back and look at Kobe Bryant and wonder why people win games with Shaq and Kobe out there. Big player ball. Dominant players. Knuckle down defense. It's amazing to me. I'm going to let all of you go and let you know that I'm very proud of my Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't care how many dislikes I get on this video. I don't care how many likes I get on this video, because it's not about that. This is about a curse that was lifted from a people where they were told for generations that they weren't good enough. You're not as good as us in Pittsburgh. You're not as good as us in Chicago. You're not good as us in LA. Does anybody remember when Pittsburgh and Seattle went to the Super Bowl? There was a recent Super Bowl where Pittsburgh and Seattle were the 2 teams. And people were pissed off because they were small markets. Pittsburgh's a small TV market. Seattle's also a smaller TV market. This is terrible. We're not going to make any money on this. It should be New York, New England, Dallas. They were mad because 2 small markets went in the Super Bowl. We're not going to make any money on this thing. What about the people of Pittsburgh? Now, there's a rivalry between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, but I'm here today to tell you about my friends in Pittsburgh. Those people deserve that. They deserve that championship. And as a matter of fact, the Steelers won that Super Bowl. It's a small market. This is terrible for the NFL. Well, kiss my ass. And kiss the city of Pittsburgh's ass. They won the Super Bowl that year. If your Giants or your other teams were so great, maybe they should go out there and play a little harder. I think Cleveland's like the 17th market. Used to be. I thought it was 11 or 17. 17th TV market. Oh, man, Cleveland won. Oh, we ain't making no money this year. Tough crap. Maybe the Golden State should have went back and worked out in the gym a little bit and ate their Wheaties. They look skinny as it is. They should put some pounds on. Maybe they could deal with those gorillas out there that tore their asses apart. They look like little boys out there. I mean, they bump into LeBron James and they bounce off. They look stupid. Cleveland showed up to win. They can't run with that small ball offense. That small ball, they're going to whoop the piss out of Cleveland. Well, guess what? They didn't. They lost. Those big guys must have really, really ate their protein shakes the night before. I don't know. Don't listen to these stories that the media portray and tell you who to root for, tell you who to worship, tell you who to vote for. You do what you want. You want to vote out of European Union, you vote out. You want to vote to stay, you stay. You want to vote for Trump, who cares? You vote for Hillary, who cares? Who cares? Who gives a crap? You build that wall down there in Mexico, every tomato in this country will cost $11 because $11 a tomato because ain't nobody around to pick them. So these geniuses that talk about immigration, ask them about that. They're all going to go out there and pick the tomatoes in their spare time, right? Trump's going to get all his employees to go out there and pick tomatoes for the price that the immigrants pick them for, right? Okay. Ask them that. But I'm just saying, if you want to vote for somebody, vote. Who cares? Does it matter? And I'm going to be proud for my people. I'm proud for my Cavaliers. And that curse is broken. Until I see all of you again, have a most blessed day. Okay? Bye-bye.